What's next in your career? I have had a few lovely people put in their request for a career reading, so we are going to do exactly that today. We will do an energy check for each group, so if you happen to choose incorrectly the first time, you can more quickly find the correct group for you. So let's take a closer look at your options today, and we will get straight into the readings. For group 1, we have what is maybe a livenite. For group 2, we have this beautiful piece of vanadinite. For group 3, we have this faceted citrine. Okay, take all the time you need to make your choice and meet me in your reading when you're ready. Hi, group 1. You chose the Livenite. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're looking at what's next in career. We are going to start with an energy check as promised. We will then look at what may be blocking you, what is helping you, and what is actually coming next. We will end with some advice, okay? So let me lay out your cards and we'll get into it. Okay, so I do want to point out we have the Hermit for you twice. I think that's the only double that we have here, but we are going to start on the left and do an energy check to see what your work life has been like lately, maybe how you've been feeling about work. So we have the Magician and we have the Hermit. So the first thing I want to say is we will see what comes out in the other groups, but this could be the self-employed group. I definitely think there are people here who are self-employed. That may not describe everyone. I wonder if you've been questioning this lately, or if progress has been feeling slow, or if it was really moving forward, but now it has slowed down, or like now you're starting to wonder either if this was the right thing to do, or if this is really what makes you happy. Whether or not you are self-employed, you could be questioning your career choices, your job, and it does seem like something that either you used to have excitement for and felt more for it, and now it seems like you're questioning where you're going with it, or it is feeling like it's really slowed down quite a lot. Yeah, maybe you used to really like what you do for a living and now you're just not quite as sure, or you're trying to sort out what you really want to do or how you want to move forward from here on out. I think that whether or not you have your own business or you're self-employed, I do think this group is definitely doing a lot of their work on their own alone. So I would say that you are very likely to work from home, or maybe you are a therapist or someone who does one-on-one work where you may be working with people, but a lot of it kind of depends on you and you're not necessarily working with like a team a lot. I would say that that is more likely the case. You could be feeling kind of isolated. So it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Like maybe you are feeling the need to work with more people or something like that. Or you could also just be feeling kind of a lack of energy for what you do in work lately. You know, we have the number 1, we have the number 9 here. So it is making me think beginnings and endings for some of you, where you are entering into a new cycle of work, a new thing you're doing completely, or you're kind of in that transition stage of moving on from one thing and moving toward another, or really considering moving toward another thing. There seems to be a lot of consideration here with the Hermit, going within, thinking about your options, thinking about what you really want, what you really need, what is important to you. You may be thinking a lot about your particular skills and talents and what you can use them for, or you may even be considering getting some type of education to further your skills and talents because there is something that you want to do, and you may be lacking in some particular skill that you need in order to do that job. It doesn't feel bad, but I do wonder if there's been a lack of energy lately. It kind of feels tired. And perhaps because a lot of it does end up on your plate, or you having to be responsible for a lot of things on your own. You could also be a leader in what you do. And this may be something you're questioning as well. And so I do kind of think we are going to get into the rest of these cards, of course. But I do think there's been some hermity energy with you lately where you've been spending more quiet time and certainly probably thinking about career, since that's what we're looking at. And there's been sort of a slowing down lately. And I wonder if you're wanting to push forward and feeling like, oh, I'm not making any progress. I'm not going to make any progress. Yeah, so I want to see what's blocking your progress or your motivation right now. And we have the Hanged Man and the Five of Cups. So it does feel kind of heavy. So let me just pick this up. If only my nails would cooperate. So, I want to say that some of you are punishing yourselves. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe we'll get more information about that. But with the Hanged Man, there certainly could have been delays. So it feels like part of the reason you feel like you're not moving forward is things outside of your control are being delayed or taking longer than you want, or going awry, going wrong. But I think that you may also feel like you've been delaying yourself, like you've been feeling like you need to make progress, but you haven't been. And so I think there's self-blame. Maybe that's why punishing yourself came through, because there could be some self-blame around lack of progress or lack of energy. I definitely think it's like, in the Five of Cups, sometimes it's like this figure wants to get to this house across from this water, but they'd have to go all the way over here and make this journey to get to this bridge and cross it. And it's almost easier to just focus on what sucks and what's wrong, because it feels harder to actually do something about it. So that could be happening too. But what I feel like actually is that there is a lack of energy here, and that it's not necessarily your fault. It feels like, I wonder if some of you are dealing with physical or health issues right now that either you're not normally dealing with, they're flaring up quite a lot, or it's just everything feels a little bit hard and you feel tired. I think that you just feel so much more tired than you normally do, or because you are trying to move forward, you're noticing how tired you actually are. I do feel like you're struggling to see things clearly. You feel like you don't have clarity right now. It feels like, clarity is very much blocked. With the Hanged Man, we have someone kind of seeing from, they're hung upside down. It's like they can't see clearly. They have this distorted perspective. Sometimes in this deck, because we have this circular pattern in the background of a lot of these cards, and it feels like this figure, it feels like it's like the bright light of clarity, and this figure is covering it. And it's because it feels like this figure is kind of focused on what's not right, or what's going wrong, or their tiredness. You're so tired. I think some of you have also been dealing with emotional weight. This can show up in a few different ways. So whether you have been dealing with very recent grief through the loss of someone or something, or painful relationships or painful experiences. And it's like you're really trying to move forward, but you keep being locked in the rumination about that. This is another thing that's not your fault, but it can feel like it's blocking your progress. It can feel like it's blocking your motivation. It can feel like that there are good things, but it's hard to even turn around and focus on them because you're so stuck on what's been going wrong. Maybe something has changed for you recently that has been very hard. Yeah, it just feels like you just feel like you're unable to really do a lot. And I feel like you're blaming yourself at least sometimes. And maybe you even try to blame other things. Like you're like, well, it's been my health. It's been this thing I'm going through. But really deep down, it's like, I should be doing better. It's kind of that feeling. And so I also kind of think that in some way, you're not fully allowing this slowness to happen, that maybe this is part of the whole thing. And that maybe you're meant to be in this slower energy for a little bit because, well, let's get to it. Let me not get ahead of myself. So when we look at what is helping you to move forward, what is actually moving you forward right now, we have this 9 of Pentacles and we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's pick these up. Okay. So the fact that you are continuing to do something or continue to move forward. So like if you're not necessarily wanting a giant career change, you're like fine with what you're doing, but you've lost steam lately, or you feel like you're not making progress lately because you're tired or whatever. The fact that you're still like doing your job, you're still moving forward, this is actually a really good thing. Even if it's slow, even if you're tired, even if you're not doing as much as you normally do. And even if you are trying to move towards something new and you're not making a lot of progress because you feel more tired right now for whatever reason that is, the fact that you're doing anything at all is moving you forward. So if you haven't been doing anything at all, like if you've been calling in sick every single day and like not even going to work, or like, I mean, I'm sure that's probably not the case, or if you've been trying to work on something new, but you're making 0 steps toward it, that's not great. It does seem like you need to be doing a little bit, but if you are, it is actually progressing you. So even if you are doing tiny steps, doing small things, moving forward a little bit and putting some energy into it, it actually is progressing you and helping you to move forward. And that again, I have this very strong feeling for this group. And again, you know, you could be relating to some of this, but you're like, no, I'm really not supposed to rest right now. Maybe you'll find yourself in another group, but it does feel like there's some rest required. Not a full stopping of doing anything, but that this may be a slower time, and that's actually okay. I think as long as you're slowly working away, slowly making progress, it is going to advance you. With the 9 of Pentacles, this feels to me like envisioning what you want to experience in career or because of your career. So for example, if you don't care about being passionate about what you do, you just want to make enough money to have a certain kind of a lifestyle, if you are slowly working toward that, with this vision in mind of the lifestyle you want to live, that is going to help you move forward. If you are in tune with the emotions and feelings you want to have in career, say like you just want to feel at peace day to day, you want your work life to be somewhat peaceful. As long as you have this in mind, it's helping you to move forward. Like it's sort of a manifesting thing here where as long as you have in mind like the goal or what you want to experience in career, this also helps you to move forward. So it does, it feels like your blocks kind of revolve around your own thoughts about yourself and what's happening, and that you are currently possibly going through things that are kind of hard and preventing you from making a ton of progress. And that's okay. It's not a forever block. It's a temporary thing. And what's moving you forward is just slowly pushing through, even though at times it feels hard or tiring. And that I do have a sense that all of this is temporary. But let's get to what this reading is really about. And it's about what's next in career. It's about what might be changing in career. So for you, we have the Hermit. This is, again, the second time we have the Hermit here. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Swords and the 10 of Wands. So to me, this isn't saying that this is necessarily a huge brand new cycle for you, but that there is progress. So if you feel like, in the next year or whatever, you're planning on making a huge, massive, complete change to what you're doing in career, you might be in another reading. This kind of feels more like, yes, you could be making changes. You could be starting new things or trying to start new things, or you recently started something new. It could be that you just want to be like happier in career. And that is very possible. But what it feels like is what's next is more progress toward that. It's not necessarily a major transformative shift. So, okay, one big thing, okay, with the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. Clarity, okay? So what's next is becoming clear. So some of this slowing down and internal thing that's happening with you where you're maybe thinking more and spending more time by yourself, if that's happening, this is actually good, even if it feels kind of hard. Because I also think some of you are working on like healing things. Maybe you are healing things around money. Maybe you're healing emotional stuff that has nothing to do with career, but it's kind of slowed down your progress in the career part of life because you are focusing on other parts of life, like your emotional health, for example. But having some time on your own, almost being isolated or working alone or spending time thinking, healing, whatever it is that focuses on the aloneness, this is bringing a huge amount of clarity and wisdom to you. So while we're looking at what's next in career, it really feels more like clarity comes and then you are able to advance in career and you're able to get to more of a place where you are happier. So there is an indication that it is time to get more clear and to slow down. So I think that for some reason you've been really wanting to push forward or you think you're doing something wrong. But again, this reiterates to me that this is exactly what needs to happen right now. Slowing down, getting clear, going within, figuring out what doesn't feel good or fun about your job or about work or about what you're trying to do in work. And then taking action from a more grounded, slow, and in tune with yourself place. So I think if you relate to there being any self-blame, feeling like you're to blame for your progress, your slow progress, or anything like that, it's time to release yourself from that. I think that it's time to let go of the burdens. So for some of you, this is about the burden of feeling like everything's your fault, feeling like you're to blame for not making more progress, the burden of everything feeling so slow, releasing yourself from these thoughts and beliefs. This can also be, with the pentacles here, releasing your false money beliefs. If you have not been doing well financially, if you feel like you've never made enough money, that kind of thing, this can be about you finally releasing some of those beliefs as you move forward in career and being able to put down all this stuff you've been carrying forever. This is also about if you have been experiencing any kind of health issues or more exhaustion, this is also that this is going to be letting go as you are moving forward, but not forcing it. So there's this very slow, the Knight of Pentacles is, yes, moving forward slowly, slower than any other knight. The knights can be about action. So you are taking action. You are moving forward. Don't stop doing that. Do not completely stop, but don't rush yourself, because as you do it slowly, it's like, I feel like you start to understand more. So there's this need to stop pushing yourself, stop guilting yourself, stop letting other people guilt you if they are. Move at the pace that you feel like you can move right now. Just keep doing it. But I think that if you slow down intentionally, you will find that you have the energy to do what you need to do. The fact that you're trying to do more than your body or your mind is available to do right now is making progress feel slow. It's making you feel stuck, I think. So if you intentionally say, I am going to slow down, I am going to do a small thing this week to move forward, you will find that you have the energy for that. It's like you need to reset your expectations right now for what you can accomplish. And as you intentionally slow down and you get in tune with yourself and what you really need and what you really want, you will find that you are releasing so much of the burden and that things do become a lot more clear. And then you are able to make further progress more quickly. But I think for the time being, you're not meant to make huge leaps forward because you're working through some other stuff internally. And you're gaining some kind of wisdom that you will carry forward that may help other people as well. But I think that you're really clearing the way through some clouds, some fogginess, some confusion. So what is coming next for you is better understanding where you want to move, how you want to move, when you want to move. It's being more in tune with your internal rhythm, what feels right, when it feels right, and then being able to slowly move forward. So it's not the most exciting reading in the world, but right now it's really just more about allowing, and clarity is coming. I want to get some advice for you. Okay, we've already done some advice, but we have some more. So this is to hopefully move you more quickly toward what you want. So we have the number 35. It is the time tree. Snow, rest, contemplation. And we have invoke. It says, let me make sure you can see that. Petition, apply for, ask for, bring forth. Dandelion, calling forth divination. Cinnamon, raises vibration. Telephone, call, desires. And the potion is heart. So if any of that means anything to you. Okay, so I want to tell you once again, you're not meant to be like pushing forward right now. Yes, moving forward slowly. Don't push, because I don't think that's going to be right for you right now, and it's going to just slow you down. Okay. So now is a time again for allowing for some hibernation, allowing for ideas to come and for clarity to come, and not trying to force it to come before it's ready. I think that, maybe for the next few months, maybe for the next year, this could be a time for more rest, more slowness, and not pushing forward. This could be, with this card being snow and we see a snowflake, it could be, this winter. If you experience a winter season where you are, that might be the time you really need to slow down. Or it could just be when you start to feel a desire to slow down. I think a huge piece of advice for you is to literally right now, slow down, be still, and sit in silence for a minute and think, what do I need right now? What do I have to do? What do I want? What do I need? And even jot some things down. And this can be like, okay, I need to get this thing done for work. It's necessary. And I really want to walk around the block and breathe some fresh air. And I really want soup for dinner. It's like simple things, because I think you're needing some kind of slow nourishment right now. And I don't know what it is for you, but taking a minute to figure that out, and even doing that on a daily basis. Okay, what's something I need and want today? This is what I have to do. What else do I need? Because I feel like you're healing something. So let it take its time. And we have the time tree right here. And so I think that it's really important for you right now to release this idea that everything has to happen right now, or that you're running out of time. I mean, look at all these little clocks. It's it feels like time is really on your mind a lot, and that you keep thinking you're running out of time, you're too old, if you don't do something now, it's never going to happen. It's this weird idea that you've got this limited amount of time. And listen, time is an illusion. Okay. So release the idea that it all needs to be on some certain timetable that your brain has decided is real. Don't stop working, but realize that you have more time than you think you have. So if you've been pressuring yourself because you think that you don't have enough time, stop. Okay. Stop. What's coming through is you have an abundance of time. And I know some of you are fighting with me about this and you're like, no, I don't. I'm 68 years old. I don't have any time left. This is my time, or, it's this kind of thing. It's something else for other people, but there's something here about you have more time than you think you have, even if you think you have no time left. And also that the time to act will come. So be aware and jump on opportunities as they come. If you have been wanting something new in career and no opportunity has been showing up, nothing that you actually want to do or to move into, when it does, then jump on it. Don't get mad that it hasn't shown up yet. There's a reason it hasn't. I don't know what the reason is, but there's a reason. That's what it is. And also, when you do have moments of motivation, inspiration, or energy, or when you're feeling particularly creative or less tired, jump on taking steps forward during those times, because it may just be for a day you suddenly have more energy. Go ahead and get some shit done. You may need to rest the next day, and that's perfectly fine. I just think that you're being hard on yourself, and I don't think that you're supposed to do that right now. When we look at the Invoke card, and this is just here to cover these boobs because, YouTube. So this is about manifestation, if this is something that calls to you. So this can be about sorting out exactly what you want in career, because we are talking about career. So if you are wanting a different career, a different job, or you just want things to be different in your career life, something like that, this can be important right now to be very clear about what you want. And again, clarity is coming, so allow it to take some time. You may jot some things down right now. You may realize some things as time goes on, but being clear. And then if you are someone who does spell work, this can talk about spell work being very powerful for you and moving more quickly toward whatever it is you want in career. If you do manifestation work or you've been wanting to, this can also be very helpful in speeding things along. Doing something like getting into the feeling of what you want. So again, if you want to feel peaceful, if you want to feel excited, whatever you want to feel when it comes to your career life, getting into that feeling, doing meditations around like invoking that feeling in your body can be very helpful. Also, like releasing. So if you have been feeling, for example, very angry about your job or whatever you've been feeling, really allowing that feeling to be present in your body and not fighting it will help it to release and help you to move forward as well, and also raises your vibration. I mean, dandelion and cinnamon are listed here. So if you are an herbal person at all, eating more dandelion greens, having more cinnamon, those things could be very helpful for your body right now and for whatever you're going through. If you have been applying for jobs and you haven't been getting any callbacks, or you do interviews and then they don't hire you, there's something around, you could write again, in spell work, you can write like a petition for what you want. So making it very clear, maybe very specific, it could be short or long, list of exactly what you want, what is necessary for you to be happy. That can be very helpful and sort of, I don't know. I mean, for some people, it might even be like crafting like a resume that you don't send out, but like one that has what you want on it. And then like that sort of puts into your subconscious like what your resume will look like, if you know what I'm saying. And also speaking aloud what you want could be very powerful for you, but also just allowing some time for these things to work. And, with heart here again, I think some of you are dealing with something that has been very painful for you emotionally. And so spending some time allowing that healing to happen instead of trying to push your career forward is also really beneficial. Yeah, there's some kind of like, with the telephone here, I'm trying to remember what it is. There's some kind of like manifestation telephone manifestation. I can't remember what it is. Someone was telling me about it, but that might be something to look into as well. But I think that's all I've got for you today, group 1. I know this is probably not really what you wanted to hear, but I still hope it was helpful. And if it was, please do let me know. Like the video. If you're up for it, leave a comment. I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye. Hi, group 2. You chose the Venadinite. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're looking at what's next in career for you. So we're going to start with an energy check. Make sure this is your group. Then we'll look at what may be blocking you, what may be helping you right now, and then what is coming next in career. And then we'll end with some advice. Okay, so let me lay out your cards. We'll get into your reading. Okay, so let's start on the left with your energy check. We are going to see what your work life has been like lately, how you felt. Make sure that this is your reading. So we have the Star and we have the Two of Wands. You may notice some tape here. It is just to censor any nudity for YouTube. So, okay, so what has been going on in your work life lately? So again, we have the Star and we have this Two of Wands. So you may be balancing multiple responsibilities, but it does feel like you're doing it well. This could be, for some of you, you may have multiple jobs right now, or you just have multiple types of responsibilities, and maybe you're also helping another person with their job. So you're doing responsibilities that aren't normally yours, or you're doing yours and theirs. So that could be going on for some of you. There's this feeling of wanting to move up in the world, either wanting to move up sort of the ladder in what you already do for work, or move into a more public facing role, or maybe you have recently been in a more public facing role. You may be wanting to have more power or to be in charge, or you are in a leadership position at work. I would say it is more likely in this group that, like the last group felt like a lot of you could be self-employed. This group feels like a lot of you are probably working with other people, even if you're self-employed. I think that you definitely don't work completely alone. It is a possibility that you do, but there's energy of doing things with other people, doing things either with a team or publicly. You know, with the Star, you could be doing work that is healing work for or with other people, but it does feel like it would be on a larger scale than just one-on-one. So it probably, like if you were in mental health, for example, you would be potentially leading support groups versus just one-on-one therapy, or you also run like social media to teach other people about mental health or something like that. It does feel like it's on a larger scale. And it also feels like you really want big things in career, or you're moving toward big things in career, like you have big plans for yourself. I do feel like things feel relatively positive. I don't feel like you feel super negative about what you're doing right now, or even if you don't like what you're doing, you've got big plans that you seem to be moving toward. Some of you really want to be doing things on a really big scale. With the Star and with this globe, this world that we see in the Two of Wands, that's not going to be the case for everybody, but it is for some people. You're wanting to do something very big, maybe be seen by a lot of people, or do something that is an influence worldwide. So this could even be like if you're like, no, I work at home, I just write. Maybe you're trying to write books or articles that will be viewed by people across the world. It's either that or like leadership. You know what I mean? And you know, with the Star as well, and with the Two of Wands, there's this strong feeling of hopefulness and optimism. So I think you're excited about something, or you're feeling very motivated right now, or even though you're doing a lot, you're doing a great job and it's not like absorbing all of your energy. So let's look at what could be in the way though, like what could be potentially blocking your progress or your motivation right now. And we have the Five of Wands and we have the Knight of Swords. So this right off the bat, again, makes me think you're working with other people, because I do think that one of your biggest problems right now in work, or one of your bigger stresses, is that you're dealing with difficult people. Likely this is difficult people in your work sphere, but it could be that you are dealing with difficult people in your life that make it harder for you to make progress in work. That is possible too. But I would say for the most part, this is difficult people at work. So this could be people that are having unwarranted or stupid opinions on your work or what you're doing or trying to do. People that make your job harder to accomplish, either because you're working on a team with them and they're not doing their part, or they kind of like block your ability to move forward. It definitely feels like you're being prevented from moving forward on certain things. Or like, it could be also like, maybe you have like a boss who has a boss who has a boss, and like, it's really hard to like make progress because they all have opinions about how things need to be done. And maybe there's some micromanaging, or like, you're on a team and it's like difficult to make progress when someone else is slowing you down. Or people just, again, it seems like people have really annoying opinions that are also preventing you from making a lot of progress. I think this could be very irritating for you, because you either have ideas you want to implement, you know exactly where you want things to go or something. And it's like, as soon as you're trying to make progress, it's like, nope, you can't. It's like this halted shield goes up, and it's very frustrating, I would say. So you're dealing with frustration, I would say, even more so than you having an incredibly stressful job right now. Even if it is stressful, it feels like you can handle that. It's that you're being prevented from moving forward in some way. And or you're having to go through a lot of people to get anything done, a lot of paperwork to get anything done. Something like this is really annoying. And it is possible with this Knight of Swords that some of you could also be doing things too impulsively. And it's like you're either taking risks without thinking them through, you're doing things too impulsively because you want to in the moment and you're not thinking them through. That could be for some of you, and I'm sure you would know it's you because you've made like snap decisions that haven't gone well. So that could also be blocking your progress because you're not taking enough time to consider what needs to be considered in order to move forward. So, really, it's not that anything is going to stop you. It's just that there seem to be some frustrations or trying to move forward too quickly without consideration of like risks and things like that. So let's look at what's helping you move forward at this time. We have the High Priestess and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So when it comes to what's actually benefiting your ability to move forward, it's interesting, actually. The first thing I want to say is, like I said, for some of you, you're trying to move too quickly, too impulsively. You're not considering enough. And then we have this like slow down and consider, like be mature and take a minute before you take an action. So I do think that for a subset of you, you're meant to actually slow down a tad, not like completely stop, but like, okay, if you're really, really wanting a certain outcome and you think, well, it just needs to be done like this. And you're like, you really just want to like force your way through. Maybe take a second because maybe someone else has a good point, or maybe you don't know something yet. And once you know that, you are then going to pivot and take a slightly different action, something like that. Also, tuning into your intuition. Yeah. Tuning into your intuition and slowing down is actually what speeds you forward. And so I do think, again, for some of you, you're not taking the time to see what feels right. It's like, I want it to be this way. I know it should just be this way and we should just do it that way. But actually, you might be right in some aspects, but it's like the High Priestess also talks about hidden knowledge. So it's like, you might need to take a second to see more aspects of things before you move forward. There's something about looking at the big picture and also like how things right now are moving you forward, even if you don't like them. Okay, so some people seem to be blocking you, but there are some aspects of whatever you're doing in work that you maybe don't like, maybe because it feels slow or something like that, but it's actually moving you forward. And there's a big picture here that if you can look at the big picture, you might feel more calm and realize that you're right on target to getting to where you want to go. With hidden knowledge, I also think it's possible that you know things other people don't know. Like, if you work at a company, you may know things about like upper management that other people don't know. Something like this where you maybe just want to shout it to the world, but actually it might be beneficial to keep it to yourself for a little while. Like something like if you know secrets, it may be good to keep them to yourself a little bit right now because it could end up benefiting you. Maybe you know something about someone that you technically shouldn't know, and it actually could be used to your advantage if you wait for the right time. Obviously, that's pretty specific. It won't be for everyone. But I do think that if you are dealing with other people that are frustrating, and yes, you want to act impulsively, and I've told you not to, but but I do think you seem to know certain things that other people don't know. That's why you want to move forward. That's why you want to go in certain directions that other people are preventing you from going. But I think that you're actually going to be able to go in these directions, either at a different company, in a different job, something like that. But also, I feel that no matter what your situation is, knowing that you are unlimited, knowing that you can have all that you want in career and in life, and just fully believing in yourself is also moving you forward and helping you to advance your career. You do seem to have an intuitive knowing, an ability to see the future, see how things could be. And so I think this is part of the reason that you try to move things forward, or you think you know best, because oftentimes I think you do. It's like you can see this potential, this future where things work in a better way, or things are going your way, or whatever. And so sometimes you're trying to rush the process because you can see it. So even if you are self-employed, you may be able to see this future where it's like, I make this much money. I have, if it's public facing in some way, it's like, maybe you're doing something on Instagram. I have this many followers. It's like something about the future you already can see. And so it's a little frustrating that it's not happening yet because you already know it's going to happen. And so this is actually a good thing. This does help you move forward. It helps you to stay motivated because you do see the future. You seem to know about something that is going to happen, but it's annoying that it hasn't happened yet. It's not that it's not going to, but you're kind of like ahead of schedule internally. And yet you're kind of having to wait on either other people, or you're having to sort of wait on things externally aligning. And I'll admit it, it's annoying. So let's actually look at what is next in career. And we have the World, the Queen of Cups, the Tower, and the Wheel of Fortune. 3 really big, important cards. And then we have a court card. So I would say something big is definitely coming for you in career. This is big, big, big changes. I do want to come over here to the Tower so that you don't have to be too scared that this is here. So yes, you could absolutely be dealing with a very sudden, very huge ending, but it moves you toward what you want. So if you are dealing with a huge ending, and if it does come out of nowhere, if you are not in charge of this, like say you're in a job and you've been wanting to do something else in work and suddenly you get fired or something like that, this is actually in your favor. It is turning things in your favor and bringing you good luck and bringing you into something that is more like destined for you. So, if you've been having this feeling that something like this is coming, this is confirmation that you are correct. This can also be in your hands. Sometimes the Tower is about you making this change to have a sudden ending, to suddenly switch course, to like fundamentally change something in your life and in your career. to knock down the foundation. Like say you've been in a job for 15 years, but you've been antsy to do something else. And you're like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to like knock down this foundation that's been in my life for the last 15 years because I have to do something else. With that said, I want to come back to this energy that says, do not do things without thinking them through. Okay. Because I definitely think some of you here are just boom, 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 boom. You just do what you want when you want. Great. Love it. I do have a feeling that you need to take calculated risks, and we don't have the Fool here. The Fool is usually the card of calculated risks, but I will say that energy is very strong here, and that, it is okay to take risks and make big changes as long as you have spent a little time considering them, and also like potentially talking through these things with other people whose opinions you really value, whose lives, like, don't ask for the opinion of someone whose life you wouldn't want. Okay. If somebody is like doing exactly what you would not want to do in career or in life, don't ask them, even if you trust them. Okay. This is the time to ask people whose opinions about career you really value. But also, I mean, you don't have to talk to anyone else. You can just trust your intuition and your feelings about things. But I just really need to warn you over and over again, not to just do things without thinking them through. Okay. Don't just walk into work tomorrow and be like, I fucking quit. Like, if you hate your job, which I don't think that you do, but it's like, okay, what do I need to have sorted out before I do something like that? Do you see what I'm saying? So, again, with the world, I want to point out that you are either doing something public facing or you want to, and you will. That doesn't have to be the case for everyone, but some people here want that. And if that is what you want, this is an indication that this is coming for you and in a positive way, especially if you are very true to yourself and true to your feelings and being emotionally mature. And putting in the work to nurture what you want and not just, I put myself out there. It didn't work day one. There's some energy here about kind of nurturing things and, putting your energy into bringing things to fruition. Man, I feel like my heart is pounding with your group. I feel like you're so like energetic, or something like that. But, what is coming for you in career is standing in your power, doing things that feel more like quote unquote you, doing work that feels more authentic to you or in line with how you really want to feel. If you have been like kind of multitasking in work and you want to be doing less of that, that can be coming, or like everything kind of gets combined and simplified. Even if you're totally okay with the amount of work you're putting in, it may be that you're doing less this and that and this and that. And just, I put all my energy into this. But it does feel like what's coming is you feeling on top of the world, being seen, a huge, big new cycle that feels very meant to be and fated. This is big changes are happening in this group. Things that you have been wanting are coming to fruition, maybe in bigger, bolder ways than you thought they were going to be. Even though we have the tower, I have to say it doesn't feel particularly scary to me. It does feel like it could be chaotic. It could be, many of you are choosing this tower yourselves, and for others, it's happening to you. But it's, again, a very beneficial thing that brings an ending and a new beginning. There's this very fulfilling, the world is a very fulfilling completion to something, a completion to a cycle, something that you have wanted to come to fruition, something you want to end in order to start a fulfilling new beginning. This is a good ending, basically, a good ending and a good beginning and a new cycle, a new season of your life, which is great. So I feel like I'm talking too fast. Let's get advice for you on how to move more quickly toward what you want, or any advice that you currently need in your career life right now. Okay, so for you, we have the number 31, brownies and bees. let you look at that a little bit closer because there's a lot going on. We have ponder. So it says ruminate, slow down. It says begonia, exercise caution, think deeply. Thinking space, sacred space, stillness. It says choice. First solution may not be the best solution. Girl, I am telling you. Potion, be still. And then we have these 3 keys. It says 1, 2, 3. There's a lot on this card. Okay. Finally, we have the walking staff. It says support, encouragement. Okay. So yes, some of what I've already said, right? This walking staff, lean on others you can trust for advice, for support, or both. So I think that there are people in your life that, are very trustworthy when it comes to things like career wisdom, career advice, or are doing things you already want to be doing. As long as you feel that you can trust them, and this is an indication to ask them for advice or lean on other people for support, or lean on whatever it is that helps you to feel more supported or grounded just in life. So this can also be about taking care of your health right now, ensuring that you are nourishing your body, because even if you are feeling energetic right now, you are going to have to put more energy forward. And it feels like something you want to do and you're happy to do it, but that you need to ensure that you are nourishing your body and things like that so that it can continue to keep up with what you're wanting to do mentally, emotionally, etc. And also to keep moving forward. This also makes me think, okay, with a walking staff, you are walking. You've got your walking stick. You're not racing. You're not running forward. This again is telling me that, yes, go ahead and move forward. You don't have to slow down to a standstill. I mean, we have be still, so we'll talk about that. But yes, keep moving forward. Certainly don't stop right now, but don't rush. Don't rush the process. Don't push forward so much that you burn yourself out or that you get really frustrated because things aren't going as fast as you want them to go. Because yes, some of this depends on you and some of it doesn't. And so the external world may not as quickly match what you want. So try not to rush it or get upset that it's not all happening as fast as you want. Some things are going to happen really, really fast, but it's going to happen when it happens. Okay. And it is coming. It's upcoming, but just remember to not pressure everything else to match what you want right away. And, so let's talk about this ponder card. So again, I know that I'm repeating myself a lot, but that's because you need to get the message. So don't do anything too impulsive, okay? Slow down instead of racing or running forward. And again, I'm not telling you to super, super slow down, but just taking time to consider as you're moving forward instead of being overly impulsive. I think some of you are doing that. And also, slow down, ruminate, take time to think, be still. Okay, first solution may not be the best solution. We've got 1, 2, 3. Consider all the options, all the options before you make a choice. Exercise caution, everything on this card. But again, I do feel like getting advice from trusted people could be helpful for some of you. Definitely giving thought to the actions you want to take before you take them. You don't have to sit and ponder for a year before you do anything, but don't just act in the moment. Give it a minute. Okay. And, get a good sense of why you want to take certain actions. What's the why behind what you're wanting? Discovering that can be very helpful for you making the choice that feels the best for you. Because maybe you're like, well, I want to do this thing because I'm pissed off at so-and-so and it would be justice in the moment. But then you realize okay, yeah, it might feel good for a second because it would be some sense of justice. I don't know what that could be, but it might not be the best choice for you ultimately. It's that kind of thing. So slowing down a little bit first Yeah, not rushing. And then, we have this brownies and bees. So, you might be a very busy bee. So I think that you have been busy. You may continue to be busy, but that you have the energy for it, or you will have the energy for it. But there's also a sense here of collaboration. I keep telling you to talk to other people. You may be actually collaborating with others. So maybe you are starting a business with other people or other people you've worked with. Maybe you are going to work at a new place and, you're going to really love the people you work with because previously you worked with really annoying people who didn't let you do anything you wanted, something like that. Again, you could be leaning on others or asking for help. You could be, someone else may be asking you for help, and you may need to be willing to also be supportive of other people and sharing your skills and being very grateful for the people who do help you, and not just okay, thanks, bye. It's okay, can I also help you? Or thank you so much. This is why it helped me, and praising others for their work as well. But there could be some working together. And also this can be about, quality over quantity, or really ensuring that you're putting good work into things. So again, not rushing and really taking a minute to figure things out. You may be someone who makes very quick and fast decisions, and that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you are giving it a second, because I think there are certain things where you're going to realize, oh, I'm really glad I didn't do that yesterday morning, because now I have this information. So I'm going to do this instead today. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's all I've got for you today, Group 2. I appreciate you so much for being here. If this reading was at all helpful for you, please like the video, leave a comment if you're up for it, and I'll see you again soon. Okay? Bye. Hi, Group 3. You chose the citrine. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're looking at what's next in career for you. So we're going to start with an energy check. Then we will look at what may be blocking you. We will look at what is helping you, and we will look at what's coming next. And then we'll end with some advice. Okay. So let me lay out your cards and we'll get into your reading. Okay. So let's start with the energy check. On the left, we have the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. So what we're looking at is what your work life has been like lately and how you have felt. Okay. So it's pretty clear to me right off the bat that you have been feeling stuck, stagnant, wanting to leave your job or do something new. It is possible that you have already made the decision to leave, but I don't think that you have. I think that you are not enjoying something anymore, that maybe you never enjoyed what you're doing, or you've never had a job you liked at all. Maybe you've moved from job, and you end up hating them all, or you've been stuck in the same place for a long time and it just kind of feels ick and tiring. And you just kind of feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. But it's also a feeling of what am I even going to do instead? Or feeling like even if you walk away, you may not find something better, or that there's nothing even out there at all. Maybe you've been looking for other jobs, looking for other opportunities, trying to think of what you would do instead. And it feels like nothing is enticing. And listen, I think work is stupid. I don't think any of us should ever have to work, but that doesn't really help you when the societies that we live in kind of require this of us. So I do think you've been quite unhappy when it comes to your work life, even if the job is quote unquote a good job, or other people think it's what you should do. Sometimes with the 8 of Cups, we see walking away from something that is good on paper. So it's okay, this job pays me enough money. It utilizes my skills. Everything about it should be good, but I just can't help but just feel like I don't want to do it. So that could be happening for you. It is very clear that you are not enjoying yourself right now and you don't like what you're doing. You could hate it. It doesn't necessarily feel like pure hate for everybody, but you could find yourself saying a lot I hate my job. I don't want to do this anymore. It feels like a toil. It feels like you don't want to get up and do it in the morning. And it's just like, oh, another day of this bullshit. That's what it feels like. And you want something new and something different, but it's very discouraging feeling like, what am I even going to do instead? Or like, this is the only thing that I'm skilled enough to do. Any of these kinds of feelings could be happening, but overall it's a real group of like, I hate my job, or I don't want to do this anymore. And maybe I don't even know what to do instead, or I feel like I can't do it. And, I feel like group 1 just feels so tired. You're just like over it. I think you're just over it, but it feels like there's no clarity on how to move forward or what to do instead. It could also be that you've been wanting to leave the toil of the day to day in order to do something that you have had in mind, but you kind of either consciously or subconsciously feel like, well, whatever this other thing I have in mind is it even going to be any better? Is it worth leaving this behind? Because this is good on paper. That's not good on paper. People think I should do this. People don't think I should do this. It could be something like that. Yeah. And it also feels like for some of you, if you have been wanting to do something new, or start your own business or anything like that, or start a different business, or just get an entirely new job or something like that, it kind of feels like you just don't even have it in you because you're having to put so much of your time and energy into like the job you don't want to be doing. So it's like, I don't want to look for something new. I don't want to put effort into something new, or like, I'm just not into that right now. And it definitely feels like whatever you've been doing for work is definitely not you. It's not authentic to you. It's not authentic to your interests, definitely. So when we look at what could be blocking your progress or your motivation, moving towards what you might actually want to do in work, we have the 7 of Pentacles and we have the Hanged Man. So let's take a look at these. Okay, so we often see delays with the Hanged Man, having to be patient, things taking forever to happen, which is kind of how it has been feeling, like you've been stuck in something for far too long. So it does feel like there have been delays. This could be a part of why it feels like you're not moving forward, or you don't even have motivation anymore, because, we see patience with the 7 of Pentacles as well as like, having to be patient or being told to be patient. Maybe you've had other readings tell you like, just be patient. Things are eventually going to work out. This feels like a block, or it lowers your ability to be motivated, because it's like, I'm so tired of this. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I don't want to be patient. So if there has been a feeling of having to toil away and continue to be patient, of course it limits your feeling of being motivated, because it's like, well, I don't want to be doing this at all. So I definitely think there's also some possibly uncertainty with some of you, like I've kind of mentioned. So feeling like you're unable to see your way out, see what to do instead, see how things could work out in your favor or in the ways that you want them to. It does also kind of feel like with the 7 of Pentacles, you've already put a lot of work towards something, and maybe you're wondering if, maybe if I stay, maybe it'll be good for me. Maybe things will work out. Maybe I'll stop hating it. Like, I've already put so many years into this, or I put so much of my energy into it. Could be something like that. And so it also keeps you staying, because it's like, why move towards something else when I'm already making enough money, or this is already helping me in some way in my life, or something like that. It could be something that is financially somewhat comfortable for you. It could be like a golden handcuffs situation where you're making more doing this than you would doing it somewhere else or doing something else. And so it's like, well, I don't want to give this up because it's money, even though I hate it. That might be the case. It might also be that it's enough. It's enough money, and you're not sure if you would make enough money doing what you want to do. It does feel like for some of you, you definitely don't know what you want to do instead, or you're still thinking it through. But I am hearing time's up. So, let's see what else is here. But there's something about you delaying moving forward, that there have been delays that you haven't been in charge of, but there's also been some delays you've also been not moving forward because you don't want to, you're scared of what could happen, you're tired, whatever. And time's up, I guess. You got to start either making some decisions, or because it does kind of feel like some of this might land on you. I mean, we'll see what's coming. No, I got to not look at it yet. Okay. So what's actually helping you right now? So that's what's not going well, what's kind of blocking you, but what is helping you to move forward? We have the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Interesting cards for this question. Certainly. I mean, and I want to point out that so far you haven't had like the happiest, funnest cards. So again, you don't like what you're doing. Okay. It's not satisfying. It's not fulfilling. It's not joyful. Certainly not. So what is helping you move forward? Again, we have the 10 of Wands. We have the 8 of Swords. Wow. Big, strong, stuck, burden energies are how you've been feeling, but it's also how you move forward. That's really interesting. So I think it's because of how bad things are feeling or have been feeling and how stuck you're feeling. It's actually spurring you to move forward. So what has been preventing you is this hope that things are going to get better. Feeling like you should be patient, possibly you've already put work in, but the fact that you fucking hate what you do actually is what is helping you move forward. It's like, you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing for the long term. Sure, you can, it could be fine. You could make peace with it, whatever, but it doesn't feel like it's what's satisfying for you. It feels like a burden. It feels like it keeps you stuck. It feels stagnant. It feels frustrating. And there's a reason for that. It feels bad because it's bad for you. It's not right for you. And again, you could make the choice to make peace with it, to move forward with like, okay, I'm probably never going to love this. And I'm actually okay with that because I will find other things in my life I love. That's fine. You can do that. But for most of you, the reason it sucks so much and it's been feeling like a toil lately and you hate it is because you're not meant to keep doing it forever. Maybe for the meantime, but it's you feeling bad. It's you feeling stuck. It's you feeling burdened by this that is pushing you to do something else. Okay. It's this feeling of, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep waking up and doing this shit anymore. I don't want to. I have to do something else. This cannot be the rest of my life. For those of you who are feeling this way, as horrible as this feels, it's a good thing because it is making it impossible for you to continue to do this forever. I'm not saying it's going to change tomorrow, but this isn't going to be the rest of your life. And it's making itself very, very known internally into your feelings. We have these cup cards about your emotions about this, your feelings about this, your frustration with this, your anger, your sadness. It's important. The unhappiness of this is what is helping you push forward. The feeling that it is tiring, the feeling that it is exhausting, that it's not what you want to be doing, that you feel stuck there. It's the worst. And it's feeling like the worst, like I said, because you're not supposed to do it forever. So let's get off of that because I want to know what's changing, what's coming next in career. We have strength and we have strength. Okay. We have strength twice. We have the King of Cups and we have the Lovers. Major arcana, major things happening. The thing is, and the energy feels way, 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 way more positive in what's coming than what has been lately or forever. So that's good. Okay. However, I do want to point out that for you, especially group 3, I think that a lot of it comes down to you making the choice. Okay. So it feels like you really have to be with strength twice. You really have to be willing to, and the Lovers. Okay. The Lovers can be about a choice, a decision, a big choice, a big decision, a choice of something to commit to. But This is about being willing to make a choice in your best interests, a choice that is something you could commit to for the long term, a switch of what you're doing long term. Maybe you've done something for a long time. It's time to do something else. So this is about gathering up your strength and your willpower and choosing to do something because you love yourself and you want to feel good in what you do for work, or at least better, at least a lot better. And choosing something much better that you could commit to, again, for the long term. And so what is coming is actually this becoming a possibility more than it ever has in the past. Okay. You may truly have been stuck in the past because there wasn't anything else. The energy is opening up for you. It is opening up for you to make a new choice, a new opportunity coming in, doing something that is more aligned with you and with positive feelings and what you want to do. And you are getting more strength, more motivation, and more willpower to move forward, okay? To move toward the things you really want. So yes, an opportunity absolutely could be coming in. And it may be like a little scary at first, like, oh, I don't know if I could really do that. They're offering me this job. And yes, I think I would like it if I could do it, but maybe I can't do it. You have to have the strength to say yes if this comes your way. It also could be that you've known what you want to do, but you have been afraid to move forward. I think there's some fear here with you, and you are going to have the angels, the spiritual realm behind you, and yet you are also in charge of choosing it. Because if you are basically, what's coming is the ability to do something different. But if you continue to choose what you've already done, you're going to continue to feel stuck. So you may have to face some fears. It may not be scary, but it seems to involve your internal strength, okay? And your belief in yourself and your belief in being able to do something and loving yourself enough to do it and to gather your strength and to move forward. So again, you've already been wanting to move in a certain direction, but you've been too scared or too uncertain. And maybe this is, again, maybe it's keeping the job you have right now and starting a business at the same time. Could be something like that. Could be moving into something totally new or moving into a new company, something like this. But you've been scared to do it, or you've been uncertain of how it would turn out. And it will come time very soon to make these decisions and to make these moves. Like I said, for some reason I was hearing time's up. So the time is coming. That's what's happening. It is a time to get yourself out of this and move forward. But I do think for some of you, you are so comfortable in what you've been doing, even if you hate it, because sometimes we stay in something we don't like, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever it is. That isn't serving us anymore because it's familiar, because it's comfortable. It's because it's what we know. So some strength is required here to move towards something that may be a little scary or a lot scary, uncertain. The unknown is always a little scary, right? You may have no idea what you want to do, and an opportunity could arise, or you've got to make a choice to try something else. It really is coming down to you. What comes next is a choice, a chance. You have to choose it. You have to be willing to move forward as it comes, gathering your strength to work toward the things that you really want to get yourself out of this. And I do feel for some of you, this older energy, this stuff that's been going on may continue for a little longer as you move forward, but your energy will feel so much bigger and brighter and better as you move forward, and then this will drop away. It will naturally just drop away. Yeah, and I want to say that your spirit guides, your angels, you have so much support on the other side. Maybe your ancestors, maybe past on loved ones. They are supporting this, and they really want you to be happy in your day-to-day. Happy with what you do for work, whether that's fun every single day or not. They don't want you to be miserable. Nobody wants you to be miserable, basically. Like, they want you to be strong enough to choose yourself. Okay? And I'm not telling you quit your job today. Don't do that. Okay? Please do not do anything risky like that. unless you have everything you need in order to be okay with that decision. But trust that the way that you've been feeling means something. You are truly, genuinely not supposed to be miserable. Your work life is not supposed to feel like how it's been feeling. So trust that, okay? I want to get some more advice for you. Okay, so for you, we have the number 18, the door into summer. Okay, love it. We have summer, expansion, growth. Cute little bee. We've got some sunflowers. We have success. Okay. We've got a briefcase. Let me make sure you can see this. It says career, desire, objective. It's all about career. We have a till. It says abundance, cash flow, and desire. It says hollyhock. That must be this flower here. It says ambition. And the potion is, what does this say? Elbow grease. Okay. So group 3, let's get into your advice. Okay. So I do feel like things have felt, like I said, very heavy. And you're probably not even enjoying this reading because it's like, yeah, stop telling me how much I fucking hate my job. I know I fucking hate it. It's like that kind of thing. But this is abundantly beautiful, positive energy coming your way. Okay. And yes, we're looking at advice, but like, I feel like you have been in a winter season, stuck in the cold, frozen in place, unable to move forward or see growth, to see expansion, to see beautiful things going your way. It's like you haven't seen flowers in years because you're just stuck around icicles. And this season of your life is changing and you are moving toward a feeling of success in career. And, sometimes it seems like success is about making more money and climbing the corporate ladder. It's not. I mean, it can be if that's what you want, but it's really about finding what you want in career or otherwise and having that. And so it seems like you are destined to have success. If there is something else you have been wanting to do and you've been too scared or you haven't been moving forward toward it, this indicates that you will find success in that thing, okay? But you do have to take the step through this winter's door into summer, where there is expansion, where there is growth, where you are facing the sun as the little sunflower you are, and turning toward things that make you feel more joyful, more brighter. There has been really kind of like dark, foggy energy with you, but now there's this bright, happy energy coming. And with the strength cards as well, I want to say that it's possible that what you're going to do is going to help other people. That could be confirmation for someone, or helping animals or working with animals. That won't be for everybody. I do think, again, some of you are wanting to start your own business, and this is indication that it could go very, very well for you. So I do think the summer season in your life is coming. The winter season is ending. A harvest is coming. Optimism is coming. More energy, more joy, more feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment and success. So you're going from this winter season to the summer season. And, this could also be sort of literal. Like, if you're in a place that experiences seasons, you could see things pick up in the summer season where you are. That won't be the case for everybody, but that could be the case for some. But yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's a new season in your life. I feel like I've been talking so fast, trying to slow myself down. So again, you could be possibly moving from a very stagnant job, something that feels very stagnant and stuck, to something that feels a lot more fulfilling and like it's moving forward, or that it's more like peaceful and joyful for you. Or again, you could be moving from like a job to like working for yourself. Yes. And some of the advice here is being very clear about what you want, about what you want to feel, and doing abundance or money work. So for some of you, you may do well if you do some work on your money beliefs anything that's subconscious around money, abundance, prosperity. Even if you make enough money, you're clearly miserable. So maybe to do some work around making your beliefs around making money, doing something you love. If you've never made enough money, doing work around making enough money. Or even doing manifesting work around money or spell work around money and abundance, prosperity stuff. And also like I said, being clear about what you want to experience in work. So this could be how much money you want to make, the feelings that you want to have, the way it opens up your life, what it provides for you. Getting clear on that could be important for you. And the potion is elbow grease. So again, you're going to have to make some choices here. You're going to have to put some work in. If you've been neglecting something that you've been wanting to do and not putting the work in, it is time to put the work in now. Okay. This is the time. We have this little bee here as well. It makes me think of being like a little busy bee and like getting things done and moving toward things that would make you happier and finding the joy in like what you want to do instead. If you know what you want to do, I know that some of you don't know that yet, and that is coming for you. But if you already know and you haven't been moving toward it, it's time. Also, okay, I think I said something about this, but getting outside of your comfort zone could be very important in order to have what you want. That's it. Again, not everything I say is for everybody, but some of you know that this is for you. Being willing to move out of what is familiar to you because it's comfortable and it's familiar, and being willing to move into what's a little less comfortable for a little while in order to expand and grow and to have a life that you will enjoy more. And it doesn't feel like this major, like I got to completely go outside of my comfort zone in ways that are terrifying. It's just that you have to face some anxiety, like a little bit of fear, I think. The fear of the unknown, the fear of, is this going to work out? Are people going to accept me? All these little things that we have, our insecurities. Be willing to take a big step. Be willing to take an opportunity. There is opportunity here to move toward what you want. This is what's coming. And the opportunity is to move toward it a lot faster now, especially if you are taking the steps you know you need to take, or being very open to opportunities coming your way. And in the meantime, doing any kind of like manifesting work or thinking about what would make you happier and just even writing it down. But yeah, it can be easier in some ways to stick with what you know, even when it doesn't feel good, even when it feels stagnant, but you're going to be happier in the long run if you just move forward now. And this isn't that you have to change your entire life overnight. It doesn't feel like that. What it feels like is being willing to take opportunities that come your way, being willing to see outside of what you've been doing and know that there is hope and possibility for something that you actually enjoy, and having some optimism around that. And, being willing to step outside your comfort zone and apply for a job you wouldn't normally do, or work toward that business you've wanted to do, that kind of stuff. So don't be afraid, because if you face whatever you're a little bit afraid of, or you haven't really been wanting to move toward because you don't know what's going to happen, now is the time to start moving toward that, or to take more steps toward that. Okay. So, dear group 3, that's all I have for you today. Okay. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this reading was helpful in any way, please like the video, leave a comment if you feel like it. And I will see you again soon. Okay. Bye.